Hey everybody, and welcome back to Storytime with Stuffies
Christmas edition!
episode. It's 5. We today will be, as per usual, reading the Jesus Storybook Bible, and somebody will be picking out and unwrapping a book, and then somebody else will read it. Today we are reading The Good Shepherd in the Jesus Storybook Bible. And it is found in Psalm 51, 2 Samuel 7, and it's a paraphrase of Psalm 23. So, do you want to read it? Okay, apparently you're not going to read it. David was a shepherd, but when God looked at him, he saw a king. Sure enough, when David grew up, that's just what he became. And David was a great king. He had a heart like God's, full of love. Now that didn't mean he was perfect, because he did some terrible things. He even killed a man. No, David made a big mess of his life, but God can take even the biggest mess and make it work in his plan. I need a new heart, Lord, David prayed, because mine is full of sin. Make me clean again, inside. God heard David's prayer. He forgave David, and he made David a promise. I will make you great, David. One day a king will be born into your family, and he will heal the whole world. Did you know that David was a songwriter too? In fact, his songs were so good, they might even be in the top 40 charts, if they had been invented then. David's songs are like prayers. They are called psalms, and one is called the Song of the Shepherd. It's probably number 1 on the psalm charts. And it goes like this. God is my shepherd, and I am his little lamb. He feeds me, he guides me, he looks after me. I have everything I need. Inside, my heart is very quiet as lying still in soft green grass in a meadow by a little stream. Even when I walk through the dark, scary, lonely places, I won't be afraid, because my shepherd knows where I am. He is here with me. He keeps me safe. He rescues me. He makes me strong and brave. He is getting wonderful things ready for me, especially for me. Everything I'd ever dreamed of. He fills my heart so full of happiness, I can't hold it all inside. Wherever I go, I know God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love will go to. God gave David that song to sing to his people, so they could know that he loved them and always look after them. Like a shepherd loves his sheep. One day, God was going to do something that would inspire thousands upon thousands of new songs. God was going to show his people once and for all just how much he loved them. Another shepherd was coming, a greater shepherd. He would be called the Good Shepherd, and this shepherd was going to lead all of God's lambs back to the place that they belong, and close to God's heart. They paraphrased this 23rd Psalm, and a lot of you may have heard of or know the 23rd Psalm. So now there are a few questions, I believe. God looked at David and saw him as a great king, even though David messed up and did some terrible things. Why did God see him as a great king?
Because he wasn't looking at all the bad things David had done. He was looking at the good deeds he had done.
What are the songs called that David wrote?
Psalms?
Mm-hmm. And who is called the Good Shepherd, and why do you think that is?
Jesus. Jesus is called the Good Shepherd, and he's called that because we are like his lambs, his sheep that he cares for.
You would be correct. And you're on that.
Wow, that's very different. The biggest, most beautiful Christmas tree.
By Ami or Amy? Is that Ami? Amy? That's how they spell it. Rosenberg. And Probably don't want to read it again either, do you? You want to read this? It's a yes or a no. Okay. Nestled deep in a thick forest, there was a great fir tree. Animals made cozy homes in the sturdy trunk. Mr. and Mrs. Field Mouse lived downstairs. Old Gray Acorn the squirrel lived upstairs, and in between dwelt the Chipmunk family. Mom, Dad, little Nina, and Nutley. Life in the big fir tree was always happy all year round, but when Christmas came, the tree animals always felt sad. The Chipmunk children were the saddest of all. Every year they baked special Christmas cookies. They hung up stockings and waited for Santa to fill them with goodies. But Santa never came. This year, the children were sadder than ever, so Mom and Dad Chipmunk decided to give a Christmas party to cheer them up. They invited all the neighbors and their favorite Aunt Mim. Aunt Mim arrived with a big sack and a big smile, but the children were not cheerful. "It's nearly Christmas," boomed Aunt Mim. "Why are you so glum?" Little Nina explained sadly. "Every year we bake big cookies, we hang our stockings, we wait for Santa, but he never comes." "We think he doesn't like us," sniffled Nutley. "Nonsense," declared Aunt Mim, who was very wise. "He probably doesn't even know you're here, tucked away in this huge tree. Why, from his sleigh up in the sky to your home just looks like another tree in the forest. I have an idea, and you all must help." The children's eyes sparkled with hope, and Aunt Mim began to empty her sack. There was huge bolts of red ribbon, a big roll of gold foil, and balloons and berries and bells that jingled. "Now," Aunt Mim said, "let's go outside and turn that big old fir tree into the biggest, most beautiful Christmas tree in the world, so Santa can't miss it. Hurry! Tonight is Christmas Eve." They all scampered out onto the snowy branches, carrying the things from Aunt Mim's sack. Mom began to tie bows on all the fir cones. The little chipmunk snipped the ends. Dad was on top, fashioning a big gold star out of the foil. Old Gray Acorn busily blew up balloons and tied them to the branches. Then Mr. and Mrs. Field Mouse painted dots, stars, and candy cane stripes on the balloons. Little Nina and Nutley helped by painting a funny Santa on one red balloon. It made everybody giggle. Aunt Mim ran strings of the berries up and down and all around the fir tree. "Hurry," she urged, "it's getting late." Little Nina munched on a few berries when Aunt Mim wasn't looking. The others hung jingle bells that tinkled gleefully when the branches shook. Nutley jumped up and down to make sure of that. When Dad's gold star was placed on top, the tree was finished. It glowed in the moonlight. All the animals of the forest came to admire it. "Ours is truly the biggest, most beautiful Christmas tree in the world," exclaimed little Nina and Nutley. "Santa will surely find you now," Aunt Mim said with a laugh. Everyone went to bed early that night. They were tired from their hard work. Old Gray Acorn fell asleep in his big easy chair. Mrs. and Mr. Field Mouse snuggled together under their warm quilt. Mom and Dad snoozed in their nightcaps, and Aunt Mim snored by the stove. The littlest chipmunks fell asleep without even touching their hot cocoa. The children awoke early to find that it was filled with toys and gifts. Their stockings bulged with goodies. "It worked!" shrieked the children, dancing up and down. "Santa has found us at last! Hooray! Hooray!" Their joyous squeals roused everyone. The neighbors heard them and arrived with gifts of their own. "After all these years," declared Old Acorn, "Christmas has finally come to this old tree." Dad brought out special Christmas cookies and tea, and the children shared the goodies with their friends. Everyone raised a cup and drank a toast to Christmas and to wise Aunt Mim, who just smiled her big smile. Thanks to her, Santa would always find the animals' tiny homes in the biggest, most beautiful Christmas tree in the world.
I like that book. My favorite, I really like, I love that book.
You did you? What did you like about it?
Because I really like, the tree.
Oh, you did? Well, I'm pretty sure that it's time to draw from the... Don't let it escape. Yes, there is. Did you actually not pick it up? There was. Must be a magic hat. Or it came out of my hair.
What is it? No! Hide the children!
Set up a manger scene.
You didn't read it in the secret code.
You didn't read it upside down. So we are setting up a manger scene. I think we'll do a little stop motion. So we'll go do that now.